So about that topic we was talking about earlier, in regards to our children being at a high disadvantage in these so-called public schools, and the fact that our children back before, we weren't even allowed to be taught with them. When we finally were allowed to be taught with a white society, we were given books that were 10 years old, raggedy, poor choice. They weren't trying to give us the proper education, and now we still have that to this day. I mean, so and I don't know if it has something to do with the fact that they know that we are geniuses by nature, and they want to enable us as much as possible. I mean, what do you think? Like, what do you think the reason behind poor education of a black man or woman is?
Yeah. First and foremost, I think we should be aware that no people that's in power teaches another people how to take power away from them. So, to educate us on the truth of who we are, our history, the facts of the great African kingdoms and empires that we had, and the revolutionary people that we have created throughout history. To do so empowers a people, right? So it's not so much a feel-good type of thing, like, hey, include us so that we can feel good about ourselves. That's not really, that's part of it. All right, cool, yeah, so you can feel good on February, Black History Month or whatever. Yeah. The issue, though, is education empowers. And so this is why in their cinema, in their movies, they never depict us in roles of any empowering nature.
We always playing slaves and stuff and help.
We always slaves, maids, butlers, mammies. I mean, shit, like every so-called historical black movie that has came out in the last 15, 20 years or more has been of that sort of kind, that has done anything major, like 12 Years a Slave, did unprecedented, numbers.
The Butler,
the Django. We always slaves, but you don't see a movie on Toussaint Overture in the Haitian Revolution. You don't see a movie on Marcus Garvey and the UNIA and what that movement was able to accomplish in the hearts and minds of black people.
We got the Egyptian movie coming out.
Funny, it ain't no black people in that joint though.
They are. They the ones fanning the people.
Yeah. So and what they do is they then, if any glorious history of Africa, they will either whitewash it, anything but to make us aware of who we truly are. So to educate us, and education has to serve a political interest. It has to be in the best interest of a people. So because our situation is different, not only from white people but any other people, we have to get a specialized education. So you can't sit us in these classrooms and not teach me as a young black boy or a young black girl how to alleviate poverty in my community. You can't teach me about certain, what I would consider obsolete things, and not address my current situation.
Financial stability, all of that.
All that, financial literacy, how to become entrepreneurs, how to end mass incarceration, how to end drug abuse. All of these things affect our situation more than any other people. So to teach me then how to become literate in these areas will empower me to be independent. A master-slave relationship will then cease if you then teach me the tools needed to become independent apart from you. because you always going to need an exploitative in capitalism. Capitalism is always intricately linked to racism. All right, so you're always going to have that type of dynamic, and capitalism is basically a system of exploitation. You always going to need someone to step on.
Yeah, capitalize on someone and something.
And as black people, so to teach us how to be, self-efficient and independent, apart from that type of system, will be adversive to their agenda. So this is why we're not learning anything of any substantial value. And then we send our babies to these schools believing that they're getting a decent education. And the most foolish thing to think is to believe that if you send your kid to a suburban white school, he's going to get a better education than he will in his neighborhood school, which may be predominantly black. That's foolish. Both environments, in many ways, is ineffective to teach that young boy or young girl. Because what he's going to learn in that suburban school has nothing of relevance to who he is or who she is as an African. So she's going to learn how to be a Negro being, as the phrase we have coined. Does nothing for the race. And then the young brother or sister who are going into poorly ran, poorly functioned urban schools is not going to learn anything of any real significance.
They learn how to be just another nigga.